In the late 18th century, American founding fathers experimented with social contract theory. They had a history of divine right absolutism. Right? That was the preferred form of government under the Bible. They knew they did not like that, and so they turned to an Enlightenment philosophy called social contract theory. They had limited information to go on how to actually draw up a social contract, but they drew on English tradition, ancient history, and Enlightenment philosophy. All of these sources provided a background to forming, writing, drafting a new set of laws for this government. Laws based upon the input of human beings and not God. What they arrived at was a mixed government, very similar to what they already had in England. And so there was a democratic element, the House of Representatives, like the House of Commons. There was an aristocratic element, like the Senate, like the House of Lords. There also was a monarchical element, the president, the king. All three of these bodies, all three of these branches had to work together, had to compromise, had to reach consensus in order for it to work. All of that is done with words and not guns. You can't reach a compromise if you're shooting at people. So the intent of this Constitution was to get people to sit down, debate their issues, overcome their differences, and provide a way for the country to move forward as one. Now, this limits the ability of the central government to act, but limit is not the same as small, right? The central government was bigger than any one of the states. Repeat that. The central government was bigger than any one of the states. But because it was more powerful, because it was larger, there were legal limitations that the central government had to follow. So here, in the late 18th century, the American framers of the Constitution, the Founding Fathers, sat down and drew up a social contract that they hoped would provide their community with the ability to grow and to prosper.